God says, this message is for you. Don't try to skip it. Don't ignore it, because your heart is at a crossroad right now, and the decisions you make in the next moments will ripple through your life. I see your pain. I see the confusion in your mind, the heaviness in your chest, the nights you spend staring at your phone, hoping he will tell you the truth. I know you feel that warmth in his words when he says, I love you, and yet there is a shadow lingering in his messages, a woman who is present in ways you were never meant to know. I want you to listen carefully because what I am about to tell you will pierce the illusions that have been built around you and bring clarity where there has only been doubt. I know you believe love is simple, but love is rarely as simple as words spoken into the air. Love carries truth. Love carries honesty. Love carries alignment of heart and action. When he says, I love you, but there is another woman, there is dissonance. There is conflict between what he expresses and what his life shows. Do not allow your heart to rationalize this away. Do not tell yourself that love is enough to erase the presence of betrayal. I am asking you to confront this truth now, immediately, without excuses, without delay. I am not here to scare you, I am here to awaken you. God is begging you to wake up from the illusions, from the soft lies, from the half-truths that have trapped you in confusion. That woman is not an enemy in the sense of malice, she is a reflection of the choices that have been hidden from you. I see your pain, and I know you want to believe in his words, in the warmth of his affection, in the moments where he has shown tenderness. But the truth is that love, if it is true, does not live in shadows. True love cannot coexist with deceit. Do not feel shame in acknowledging this. Do not feel guilt in understanding that what you are seeing is real. Your heart has been faithful, and now your eyes must be brave. Look at the messages, look at the patterns, look at the moments where he has been distant, distracted, or secretive. These are not coincidences. God sees your loyalty, your patience, your willingness to trust. And God says, your willingness has not gone unnoticed. But it cannot be your chain. Your faithfulness must not be used as a bridge for someone else's divided heart. You might be asking, God, why does he love me, but still reach out to her? Listen carefully, the heart is not meant to be divided. When love is real, it is anchored. When love is sincere, it manifests in transparency, in commitment, in the alignment of words and deeds. You are being shown this truth now because it is time for you to release the illusions. Do not delay. Do not convince yourself that he will change if he has not already shown signs of choosing fully. The delay you endure now is not preparation, it is not testing, it is exposure. God is revealing what has been hidden so that you may step into clarity, into power, into the unshakable dignity of knowing your worth. Your worth is not measured by the number of times he says, I love you. Your worth is not determined by how much pain you can tolerate while he juggles hearts. Your worth is divine, unchangeable, radiant, and untouchable. God is begging you to remember this, to hold on to this truth even as your mind screams with confusion. You are not too much. You are not wrong. You are not the reason for his divided heart. And yet, God says, you have a choice: to continue in the shadows of someone else's indecision, or to rise into the light of your own dignity, your own clarity, your own destiny. Do not underestimate what is happening in your life at this moment. Every message you read, every late-night text, every hidden conversation is a reflection of the crossroads you stand upon. God sees the tears you have shed in silence, the nights you have whispered prayers into emptiness, the mornings where you have forced a smile despite the heaviness in your chest. God sees it all, and God says, you are not abandoned. You are not alone. But you must act with eyes wide open. You must acknowledge the truth that love cannot be shared in halves, that hearts cannot be divided without harm, that words alone cannot carry a relationship that is not fully honest. This is not the end for you. God is preparing something far greater than what your eyes can currently see. There is a release coming, a revelation coming, a clarity that will bring peace to the storm that has clouded your heart. But to receive it, you must confront what is real. Do not lie to yourself. Do not make excuses for someone else's choices. The presence of that woman in his messages is not a trivial detail. It is a signal, a warning, a signpost pointing toward the truth you have been avoiding. God is asking you to honor that truth. God is asking you to protect your heart. God is asking you to step into the light of your own love for yourself, where no shadows can touch you. You may feel fear. You may feel heartbreak. You may feel anger or betrayal, and these feelings are valid. They are not wrong. They are signals from your soul, waking you up to the reality that has been hidden. God says, do not suppress them, do not ignore them, do not turn them into guilt. Allow them to guide you. Let your heart break so it can heal. Let your mind confront so it can understand. Let your soul awaken so it can claim the divine worth that has always been yours. Your love is not diminished by his inability to choose fully. Your faith is not meaningless because his actions have been inconsistent. God says, the truth will set you free, but only if you have the courage to face it. Only if you are willing to see beyond the comfort of words and into the reality of actions. Only if you are ready to reclaim the sacred, untouchable power of your own heart, unbound by illusions, unchained from hidden agendas, unafraid of the pain that precedes liberation. God is speaking directly to you. The time for patience without clarity is over. The time for hoping that his love alone will overcome secrecy is over. The time to protect yourself, to honor yourself, to demand the alignment of words and actions, is now. You are not responsible for another person's divided heart, but you are responsible for your own. You are responsible for the peace, the dignity, the sanctity of your own soul. Do not trade your sacred inner life for the illusion of love that is not fully committed. God continues, do not allow the warmth of his words to cloud the reality that you are being shown. The messages you see, the late-night whispers, the hidden conversations, these are not accidents. They are signs, signals, and warnings that you are standing at a spiritual crossroads. God is begging you to pay attention now, to open your heart fully, and to act with the courage that has been quietly growing inside you. You were never meant to live in the shadows of someone else's divided love. Your heart is too sacred for compromise, too divine to be shared where honesty is absent. I know it hurts. I know it feels unbearable at times, and that the longing you carry for him seems intertwined with your very soul. But God says, this longing is not a weakness, it is a signal. It is a call from within you to claim the truth. That woman in his messages, the secret calls, the unexplained absences, these are not your faults. They are not your failures. They are reflections of choices he has made, choices that cannot honor the love that is true, choices that cannot fully embrace the purity and loyalty of your heart. God is asking you to see this, to acknowledge it, and to act in alignment with your worth. You may ask, God, why does he still say he loves me? Why does he reach for me when she is there? Listen carefully. Love that is true does not compete. Love that is real does not create confusion. Love that is sacred is anchored in transparency and honesty. When a heart is divided, it is not love alone that is in question, it is integrity, it is choice, it is the ability to honor one person completely. God says, do not be seduced by words. Do not be fooled by brief moments of tenderness that mask inconsistency. These moments are traps for the heart, gentle illusions designed to hold you where pain can linger. Your soul is not meant to linger in pain. Your spirit is not meant to shrink in the shadow of another woman's presence. God sees your loyalty, your patience, and your courage. God sees the love that has been poured out quietly, often unseen, often unreciprocated. And God says, you have been faithful, but it is time for you to be brave. Be brave enough to confront what has been hidden, brave enough to demand clarity, brave enough to protect the sacredness of your heart. Do not believe the lies that say you must endure confusion to prove your love. God says, endurance without truth is not love, it is suffering. Do not confuse loyalty with sacrifice to someone else's indecision. Your heart is a divine treasure, and no one has the right to place it where shadows dwell. God is asking you to step out of the darkness of hidden messages and into the light of awareness, clarity, and self-honoring. I know your heart is torn. I know your mind wants to hope against evidence. But God says, hope is not a blindfold. Hope does not ignore warning signs. Hope is anchored in truth, in clarity, and in the alignment of what is spoken and what is lived. When there is another woman in his messages, the hope you are holding is not grounded in truth, it is anchored in illusion. God is begging you to release the illusion now, to step into the reality that will protect you and honor the sanctity of your heart. There is power in acknowledging the truth. There is liberation in seeing what has been hidden. There is healing in confronting reality, no matter how painful. God says, do not run from this truth. Do not soften it. Do not compromise it to protect someone else's ego or desires. Your heart deserves clarity. Your spirit deserves respect. Your life deserves the unshakable foundation that only truth can provide. God says, I see your tears. I see the nights when you pray quietly, begging for guidance, begging for him to choose fully. I see the mornings when your chest is heavy, but you force yourself to smile, to act as if all is well. Your endurance is noted. Your love is sacred. And yet, God says, your endurance must now turn to courage. Your love must now turn to discernment. Your sacred heart must now be guarded, not with suspicion, not with anger, but with the unshakable certainty that you are worthy of complete honesty, complete commitment, and complete love. You may feel fear. You may feel anger. You may feel grief so deep it seems to suffocate. God says, do not suppress these feelings. Do not diminish them. They are the voice of your soul awakening to truth. They are the indicators that you are ready to step out of compromise and into divine clarity. You are being asked to face the reality of the divided heart before you, not to destroy what love remains, but to reclaim the sacredness of your own. There is a woman in his messages, and this is not a detail you can ignore. God is asking you to confront it with courage. Look at the patterns. Look at the late-night whispers. Look at the moments where he is distant, distracted, or secretive. These are not coincidences. They are signals, markers of what has been hidden. God says, when you see these signs clearly, do not soften them. Do not excuse them. Do not let the fear of being alone or the desire to hold on blind you to the truth. Your heart is divine. Your life is sacred. And God will not have you compromise either. God says, do not underestimate the weight of what you are experiencing. Every hidden message, every late-night whisper, every moment where he chooses secrecy over transparency, these are not small things. They are the markers of a heart that is divided, of a love that is not fully committed, of choices that are not aligned with truth. God is begging you to see this clearly, to let go of the illusions, and to claim the sacred power of your own awareness. You are being shown this reality not to punish you, but to protect you. Not to destroy your hope, but to awaken you to the love that you truly deserve. I know the longing in your heart is strong. I know you want to believe his words, to hold on to the warmth of his, I love you, to trust in the moments of tenderness. But God says, words without action are not love. A heart that is divided cannot fully love. A love that hides, deceives, or excuses another presence is a love that cannot carry you to the peace, joy, and security you are destined to have. Your heart is sacred. Your spirit is divine. You are not meant to settle for fragments, whispers, and hidden truths. God is calling you to step into clarity, to honor your worth, and to refuse to allow another's indecision to dictate the state of your soul. Do not fear the loneliness that might follow clarity. Do not fear the emptiness that might arise when you finally confront the truth. God says, the emptiness you feel now is temporary. The liberation that awaits you is eternal. There is a powerful, sacred energy that will flow into your life when you stop covering up the deception, when you stop rationalizing what is unacceptable, when you finally place your heart where it is fully honored. The woman in his messages is a sign that the current path is not meant to carry you forward. God is urging you to follow the path that leads to the fullness of your soul, a path free from divided hearts and hidden agendas. You may feel anger. You may feel betrayal. You may feel heartbreak so intense that it feels like it will consume you. God says, do not suppress these emotions. Do not silence them. They are your compass. They are your soul awakening to the truth. Allow yourself to feel fully. Let the tears flow. Let the grief purge the illusion. Let the anger rise and then release it. These emotions are not weaknesses, they are the sacred signals that you are awake, that you are ready, that you are preparing to step into a love that is whole, undivided, and fully aligned with your heart. Do not convince yourself that His love is enough to justify the presence of another woman. God says, love is not enough when integrity is absent. Love is not enough when actions contradict words. Love is not enough when your soul is asked to compromise, to rationalize, or to tolerate division. You were created for a love that is pure, whole, and anchored in truth. God is showing you the contrast now so that you may choose wisely, so that you may claim your power, and so that you may step into the divine destiny that awaits you. Your heart is not too sensitive. Your expectations are not too high. Your worth is not negotiable. God says, do not settle for anything less than what is fully aligned with your sacred heart. Do not diminish your light to accommodate shadows. Do not shrink your love to make space for deception. The messages, the secrecy, the divided attention, these are not signs of love. They are signs of warning. God is begging you to heed these warnings before more of your heart is caught in compromise. You might ask, God, how do I confront this? How do I face the truth without breaking completely? God says, you do not need to do this alone. Your strength has always been within you. Your courage has always been within you. And the divine presence that surrounds you, that whispers guidance into your soul, that strengthens your heart in the quiet moments, you are not without support. Step by step, breath by breath, you will move from confusion to clarity, from compromise to courage, from hidden heartbreak to radiant freedom. God says, clarity requires honesty. It requires confronting what has been hidden, acknowledging what has been avoided, and refusing to allow comfort or familiarity to blind you. Look at the messages. Look at the patterns. Look at the inconsistencies. Observe without judgment, without justification, without excuses. Your heart is learning the sacred art of discernment, the ability to see truth without distortion, to recognize alignment without compromise, and to protect what is most precious, the sanctity of your own soul. Do not underestimate what is at stake. Every moment you hesitate, every moment you rationalize, every moment you ignore the truth, your heart remains exposed to pain that could have been prevented. God says, take courage now. Face the reality with eyes wide open. Let the presence of that woman in His messages be the catalyst that awakens your soul to its power. Do not fear confrontation. Do not fear decision. Do not fear the temporary discomfort of truth. The liberation that awaits you is far greater than any moment of pain you endure now. God says, you are not defined by his choices. You are not diminished by his indecision. You are not responsible for another person's divided heart. But you are responsible for your own heart, your own soul, your own sacred life. Protect it. Honor it. Love it fiercely. Refuse to allow deception to linger, refuse to allow secrecy to persist, refuse to compromise your peace. You are worthy of clarity, integrity, and a love that is fully present, fully committed, and fully aligned with your divine worth. There is a powerful, sacred light awaiting you once you step fully into this truth. A love that is whole, undivided, and anchored in honesty will come. Peace that transcends confusion, joy that cannot be shaken, and clarity that illuminates every corner of your heart will arrive. God is preparing this for you, but it requires that you act now. Not tomorrow, not when it feels convenient, not when the fear passes, but now. Claim your power. Stand in your truth. Protect the sanctity of your heart. Do not compromise. Do not rationalize. Do not soften the truth to make it more bearable. God says, the presence of another woman in his messages is a divine signal. Do not ignore it. Do not dismiss it. Do not attempt to justify it. It is a wake-up call, a sacred intervention, a call to rise from the shadows of half-truths and hidden hearts into the full light of clarity, freedom, and divine alignment. God says, now is the moment for action, not hesitation. Now is the moment to reclaim what has always been yours, your heart, your peace, your dignity. You have been patient, faithful, and loving, but God says, patience without clarity is not virtue, it is compromise. Faithfulness without truth is not strength, it is vulnerability to deception. Your soul is sacred, and it is time for you to rise with courage and claim the protection and honor that God has always intended for you. Do not allow fear to dictate your choices. Fear is the enemy of clarity. Fear whispers, wait, maybe he will change, or perhaps it's not so bad, or maybe I am overreacting. God says, these whispers are shadows, designed to keep you trapped where your heart is at risk. Truth speaks clearly, without hesitation, without compromise, without delay. The presence of that woman in his messages is your truth. It is not a test to endure indefinitely. It is not a secret to rationalize. It is a reality that demands courage and action. God sees the struggle inside your heart, the push and pull between hope and fear, love and betrayal, patience and pain. But God says, your heart is not meant to live in this limbo. It is not meant to be stretched between shadows and light. Your heart deserves to be fully honored, fully seen, fully loved. And God is preparing for that to happen, but it begins with you. You must step into your power now. You must draw boundaries that protect the sanctity of your soul. You must refuse to allow divided hearts to dictate your peace. This is not about punishment. This is not about revenge. This is about alignment. This is about creating the sacred space your heart has always needed and deserves. God says, set your boundaries. Protect your sacred inner life. Do not accept secrecy. Do not accept division. Do not accept excuses that mask hidden connections. When you act with clarity and courage, you are not closing doors, you are opening the door to divine love, divine clarity, and divine protection that is far greater than what you have known before. You may feel guilt. You may feel doubt. You may feel the pull of old attachments, memories, and emotions that seem inseparable from your love for Him. God says, these are normal, but they are not your guide. Your guide is truth. Your guide is clarity. Your guide is the sacred knowledge that your heart deserves honesty, commitment, and alignment in every area of love. Do not let nostalgia or longing mask what is real. Do not let hope blind you to the present reality. God says, the woman in His messages is a signal, not a suggestion, not a detail to be ignored, not a secret to rationalize. It is a wake-up call. You are being asked to take your heart back, to reclaim your power, to honor the sanctity of your emotions. God says, you are not too sensitive, too emotional, or too demanding. You are divine. Your heart is sacred. Your love is a force of creation, not compromise. And now, it is time to act in accordance with that sacred truth. Take a stand. Protect your peace. Refuse to tolerate divided love. Speak your truth. Act with courage. Align your life with clarity. God says, there is a greater love coming for you. A love that will not whisper in shadows, a love that will not hide behind secrecy, a love that will not compromise your heart with the presence of another. But to receive it, you must prepare. Preparation begins with clarity. Preparation begins with courage. Preparation begins with the decision to honor your heart above all else. You are not being abandoned by God, and you are not being punished. You are being guided, awakened, and positioned for the fullness of love, joy, and peace that you have always deserved. Do not fear the confrontation that clarity brings. Do not fear the discomfort that arises when you face the truth. God says, every moment of discomfort is a step toward liberation. Every tear is a cleansing of illusion. Every pang of heartbreak is a preparation for divine restoration. Allow yourself to feel fully, to act boldly, and to claim the sacred dignity that is your birthright. Your heart is not a tool to endure half-truths. Your soul is not a place for compromise. You are meant for the fullness of clarity, honesty, and love that is undivided and whole. God says, once you claim this truth, once you step fully into your power, once you refuse to tolerate divided hearts, something extraordinary will happen. You will feel a lightness in your spirit that you have never known. You will recognize your own worth in ways that no one else can teach you. You will attract into your life people, experiences, and love that honor your sacred heart fully. The presence of that woman in His messages will no longer control your emotions, your peace, or your destiny. You will stand unshaken, unafraid, and radiant in the power of truth, and God says, this is the beginning of your divine breakthrough. Do not wait for another apology, another explanation, or another promise. God says, the time to act is now. Look at the reality clearly. Observe the truth. Protect your heart. Set your boundaries. Release the hold of divided love. Step into clarity and courage. Your sacred life, your divine love, your unshakable peace are waiting for you on the other side of this awakening. You